Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to work with web scraping with HTML and XML. As you have seen in previous lecture, we have already converted the data frame to HTML and XML. It is nothing but currently I am having both the files, nothing but I am having my HTML and XML files. Now, what actually you are going to perform in web scraping? Actually, coming to this web scraping concept, in data analysis, we are not going to work much. But in general, if you are so much interested in web scraping and all, you can actually work with the Selenium package of Python. It is the preferred package for web scraping concept and all. But here for working with this XML file, nothing but web scraping with XML, you need to actually install one separate package that is LXML actually. So we are going to parse the document and we are going to perform some several operations. So let me show you just a second. Actually, I have already done the recording, but the audio was not recorded. So again, I am showing you here directly like a PPT type. But I'll explain you point to point. For installing, open command prompt and type this command pip install LXML. Actually, it will be installed since I have already installed it has given me as requirements already satisfied. So now once it is done, type Jupyter space notebook. Then Jupyter notebook will be opened right in this home. Then from here, you need to open our notebook, nothing but data analysis.ipynb. Yes. Now coming back to here, firstly we are going to perform web scraping with HTML. Yes, I know that few people are directly watching this video. That's the reason in description of this video I have given the previous lecture link. Nothing but data frame and different file formats. Actually, you need to watch this video so that you will be getting the HTML and XML files. So here I am reading an HTML file, right? As per the previous video lecture, I have performed those operations. So I am having rec.html and stu list.xml. So now I am trying to read that HTML in form of data frame. But here directly I did not got in form of data frame, in form of list I got. Then if you use CSV will treat all the HTML tags also as values. So it will give in some 70s or 80 rows it will be. But actually we are required only 10 rows. So now simply you are printing length and count of the test D. So since it is belongs to list, it has given as list. So if you will print also, it will give as list. So how to get data frame is the list first value, nothing but SD of 0 is nothing but it is completely a data frame. So when you try to print the DF, you got in form of data frame. But here you can see for every attribute it has also given as unnamed. So that's one of the thing here. And if you will now, if you will try to print length and count, you are going to get all the details. Your length is nothing but total number of records. And if you will use this count function, the advantage is it will display you the number of values present in each attribute. Since there is no null data, it has displayed 10, and if some null data is present, it will reduce the count. And one more thing, now you can also check type of data frame is, yes, type of DF is also data frame. This is simple web scraping with HTML. Coming to XML, it is completely a bigger task. Here directly you can convert to data frame and perform operations. But instead of converting and all those things, here they have done one more process, that is nothing but using this LXML package, and object file is a module of that package. So here initially we are passing our XML file. You can see stu list.xml is present here, right? So now simply if you will print, it is going to display as some lxml.t3 and all. So now we are trying to get the root, nothing but the starting point. So this is the object actually. You can see element data and so and so, right? That is actually the object ID or some object you can say. Here two things you need to consider. One is the empty list and one more is uh, skipping fields. Nothing but here our main motive is here you are, yeah, here you are getting ID, name, age, vote and all as attributes. ID is also getting as an attribute, right? So one thing I want to remove is ID and another thing I want to remove is age because anyhow vote is present. So now it is wasted to store regarding this age information. So I want only name and vote. That's my aim actually. So now the topper for skipping those fields, you have given those attribute names in another list. So now we are iterating through rows actually. So for I in root dot row, you are creating a, for every iteration an empty dictionary. And again in the nested for loop, you are trying to get the child actually. Child is nothing but the attributes. So let me open that XML file. Here you can see multiple times you can see, right? Totally 10 times it will be. ID, name, age, vote, all those tags. Nothing but user defined tags you can say in simple language if we want to discuss. So thereby you are yes. If that particular tag is present in skipping fields, then you are going to print and you are going to say continue because I want to print them. So I am not going to add them either to dictionary or my final list L. So simply you will give as continue. The reason why I have used here print statement is you can see 10 times it is printing because totally 10 records. So in each record it is having ID and age. So totally 10 to 20 will be the count if you will count. Yes. Now coming back to here, if it is not in skipping fields, then you will store that particular value and that tag is nothing but here like ID you are having, right? Similarly, for everything you are going to store its value in the dictionary and once you will iterate to this for loop, you will come outside and you are going to append it to final list. Let me also print that list here actually. That thing I have not printed. Here you can see inside list you are having multiple times name and vote. And here you can see it is like duplicate. Actually my aim is to print up to here itself. But it has repeated 2 times. So how can you avoid that one is? Yes, firstly let us convert it to data frame. Here you can see, right? New equals to pd dot data frame of L and you are having 20 records. Nothing but 2 times you have got it. Using drop underscore duplicates, you can avoid such issue. So new dot drop underscore duplicates. But if you run again new, it will not affect. To affect the original one, here you can see anyhow 10 records came. Inside you need to give as in place equals to true. So now if you will just enter new, you can see yes, this is the final expected output. This is how we are going to perform web scraping with XML. So throughout this lecture we have seen web scraping with HTML and web scraping with XML. So now coming to the next topic we are going to discuss in the next lecture, that is working with binary files. Hope you all understood, and if you are having any doubts drop in the comment section. Thank you.